What's up? This is your boy Super, and I'm playing The Council, Episode 1. It's a free download in the PlayStation Store. I looked at a couple of the pictures. Didn't really read the profile, but it seems like it's a dark, mysterious, Telltale style game, which involves witches in a higher order in ancient times or a couple hundred years ago. Looked nice, so I thought I'd give it a try.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk.
It's funny. It's weird how
You've stolen
it's all
something
super
from me that I
realistic, but
intend to get back.
the body shape, the face of his head is still cartoonish. The shape of his head, not the face
Where
of it.
have
And her
you
nose,
lived?
her
Von
nose is all
Borchert.
big and witch-like.
You can't sell that book on the black market anymore.
He
This is
stole the
finished.
book. He's stealing a book to make some
We
money.
know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just
Look at
tell
the
us who the
pentagram
buyer is
with
and we
the
can
eye
make
in
a
it.
deal.
I'll
You've
sing.
no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves
His
into.
nose is a little weird too.
Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
No, Mama.
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than
Now,
4 hours.
I wonder if when we get more and more technology advanced in gaming, like
Loosens tongues
in
in no
cutscenes like
time.
this, they'll let you move the camera around the room and things
You
like
know,
that.
I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me
Seems
is
like
that
the more
damn motto of
popular
yours.
streaming and video games on YouTube
Always
become, it
remain
would be a viable option or a
And open.
beneficial option.
I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here.
Without streaming in YouTube, it would be
Von Borchert!
meaningless.
Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is
The book,
Al-Azif?
Al-Azif.
Let me do this. Trust me.
Act. Trust her. Must trust the mama.
Please, be my guest, Mother.
Trophy earned, fantastic pair. Get rid of Von Borchert with your mother. Oh, they're double teaming him now. Oh, that was the villain that pulled him. They're still double
Well
teaming
done,
him though.
Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I
Switch
haven't
my
finished with this case.
sound
I had
output
a
to
feeling
Dolby.
you'd be running off on one of your adventures
And
again, Mother.
it sounds
You know
a little
what?
weird
I'm
through
warning
my
you.
headphones.
This time, I'm coming
I'm
with you.
guessing that's the
No.
problem. I didn't
Even
realize
though
it
you
at the
impress me
time.
more and more, I have to do
I'm gonna
this
have to
on my
switch
own.
it back to automatic.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to Von Borchert.
It's been raining all day. It's just, you can hear it pounding out there. Raining hard for the past couple hours at least. I love it. I love the rain, and it was a hot day too. So I like it when it's hot enough that you can go outside in the rain and not be cold. It's like Florida weather. Lord Mortimer's Island. Focus Home Interactive and Cyanide present. Didn't Focus Home do a real big popular game with somebody else? Like, I think it might have been a Disney game or something. But now they're doing games with nobody. Big Bad Wolf Studios.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up Von Bertrand's trail.
You
on
know,
your own, didn't you?
the mother and
You
son
ditched me
seem
in
all
Paris
nice
with no
and
explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of
nice
the
and wholesome. I'm
world-renowned
sensing
receptions of
a
this
major
Lord
plot
Mortimer,
twist where
and now he writes me
they
to
turn
say
out
that
to be
you've gone missing
bad
on
people.
his private island.
like you're all
Which,
rooting for
by
them
the
and
way,
like they were
looks
the
more like a big
victims and
rock than a
everything.
paradise island.
And dun dun dun. Episode 1, The Mad Ones.
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think about it.
Sounds like his mother's a artifact collector.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait
got a
for all the
nice rack.
festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
My mother. Business with Lord Mortimer or personal reasons? We'll go with business
Lord
with Lord
Mortimer
Mortimer.
asked me to join him. We have some business to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son. You get along here
Would have
like
been
a
even more
fish in
mysterious if I had said
water.
personal
Would you
reasons.
believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Sounds like I made the wrong
I
choice.
doubt that you came here to look for
They
your
had
mother,
the
Your
reaction dialogue.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man,
Made
because
for
there are
the
many
other
who
choice.
dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Let's question
And you,
Duchess.
Duchess?
'Cause
You seem to
she's
be
so
quite
hot.
accustomed to things here.
She's
Am I
good
right?
looking.
I do
She's
not
got a
think
nice
that one can
necklace
ever
on,
get
too.
accustomed to what Lord
Submissive.
Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you
Color.
are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It
Love
really
the beauty
is up to
marks
you
all
whether
over her
you leave
chest.
better off or not.
It's a
Please
nice,
excuse me
nice
if you
addition, nice
find me
detail.
overly curious.
And the liver spots on his
I
head.
did not mean to cause you any embarrassment. Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess.
Well, we don't get to check any options. Okay, there we go. Audio, subtitles, and controls.
A cardinal? A duchess?
A
I wonder if
cinematic
all the guests
telltale
here are this
style
prestigious.
game with control
If I'd
options.
known, I
Oh,
would
that's
have gone for a
hilarious.
better suit.
Are you all right?
Going through withdrawals from alcohol for opium. It's probably before opium was
Mother?
1700.
Oh shit! Your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah. No
Oh
one's
wow,
going to
look, she
find
lost
it.
a hand.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it
Look at
again.
those eyes.
But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't! No! No!
Yeah.
Run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
And you know, it's called the bad ones. Like, you think the good ones are good, but then they turn out to be the bad ones
Phew.
at the end of that chapter.
Louis, are you all right?
How's he coughing
What's
up
going
blood?
on?
Oh, he had a nosebleed.
Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
Alright.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly. Am I going crazy or
Use the
what?
right stick to control the
can't be real.
camera,
The
use the left
Duchess
stick to
arrived
move
with
your
me.
character.
What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Go up to the manor.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Your class. The diplomat shines in society, a talented speaker. He avoids faux pas, and he can convince those with whom he is talking without offending them. Politics is his field of predilection. Occultist is a master of deception, convinced of the importance of knowledge. He has acquired extensive expertise in science and the arts. Using others to achieve his own ends does not bother him. The detective excels in investigation. He is trained to notice every detail in his surroundings as well as people he questions. He is a hands-on man who does not shy away from the direct approach. Choosing a class defines your basic skills. The other skills will still be available, but unlocking them will be more expensive. Questioning, vigilance, psychology, agility, logic. Oh, we can view skills. Vigilance. Science, be up to date with knowledge. Well, this sounds the most interesting, occultist, but I think the most beneficial would probably be detective, because it seems like it's a detective type game. Even diplomat sounds like it'd be more useful than occultist. But occultist sounds the most interesting, so I'll go with occultist. What can we lock over here? Conviction? Oops. It's going to take more than 1 point to 3 points left before level 1 of conviction. All of these sound good for story-driven games. Conviction. Convince people with sheer force of your will and your attitude. Level 1, no more points. That's it. Trophy earned, novice occultist, become an occultist. You
I
have
have
to
been involved
replay
in
it to
all
become
sorts
every
of unsolved
profession
cases.
to unlock
Have
trophies.
you ever
it
heard of
looks
the
like.
Abbey of Hexham?
Vaguely.
An ingenious scam involving mass manipulation on a scale never seen before.
There was a cavern under the abbey, wasn't there?
Exactly. The wind would blow in through spouts, creating a terrifying howling sound. So, to stop the howling, the priests called for offerings from the peasants.
And if they brought enough money, I'm guessing the priest stopped the howling. A perfect trick to fool simple souls.
Admit it, Duchess. That story kept you in suspense, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I'm delighted to find out that you were the young and brilliant French investigator.
For someone who only remembers the case vaguely, your memories are very clear.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine,
Sure thing, Emily.
Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance.
Wait, Louis. We've already met.
See, and my plot
You
twist
do
about the
remember
mother
me,
and
don't
son
you?
being bad. If he's a cultist, it seems more likely. So, we've already met, but I don't remember her. Sorry.
Please excuse me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't remember where.
I appreciate your honesty, even if it's not very flattering for me.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time a man hasn't remembered your face.
Well, I must say you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me. I'm completely at your mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London,
No.
London.
Sorry, I don't remember.
in the office of William Pitt. Remember?
There's no reason
No?
for both of the O's in London
I'm
to
so
be
sorry, Emily,
pronounced
but
differently.
I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter. Right, time to go to the manor.
Opportunities. Your skills lie discover hidden details. Select the object that is most suggestive of the situation in order to discover them. Opportunities do not consume effort points. To access the skill required for the situation, you just need to have it unlocked. Oh, her lipstick and her necklace.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Personality. Each person you meet on the island has their own personality, which makes them vulnerable to certain skills and immune to others. Exploiting their personality is crucial to achieve your personal goals. Skills used against immunities will not succeed and leave you exhausted. Meanwhile, exploited vulnerabilities will give you 1 effort point back. Review immunities and vulnerabilities in the Journal tab in the menu. Immunity revealed, vulnerability revealed. Press the trackpad to access your menu pages.
Emily,
Oops. We got inventory. It's cool that you have an inventory journal. She's immune to logic. Her vulnerability is yet to be discovered. It's me, the priest, the mother. What is the map? Skill point, character sheet, talents, traits, charismatic, trusting, occultist.
excuse my insisting, but
Why did it want to access Emily?
still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
Sarah de
I
Richet.
don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're
This
connected
seems
to my
like an
mother one way
interesting
or another.
game.
And if I
Very
can believe my
in-depth.
vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Lots of mechanics. You obtain talents when carrying out certain actions. Remember to review their unlock conditions and effects as they offer very interesting improvements. Review all talents in the dedicated tab in the menu. Diversion 0 out of 3. Time given for opportunities is increased by 50. To unlock it, reach level 3 in diversion and level 2 in etiquette and conviction. Very in-depth. I wouldn't think an episodic game would have enough time to benefit from all those
May I ask
menus
your name,
and
please?
mechanics.
Louis Moras de Richet.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome
He's
you
wearing a
among
mask.
us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
My mother's already gone missing and we just got off the boat. Well, should we act like a guest or should we act like a detective investigating the disappearance of his mother? Let's investigate her
What can you tell me about the
disappearance.
disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sarah's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching
You know what
every
they
nook
say,
and
if you don't
cranny
find
of
them during the
island.
first 48,
Sir, may rest
probably
assured,
not gonna
we
find them.
shouldn't be long in
Ha ha
finding
ha
them.
ha.
And
Unless
just what
doing
we've found so
murders
far.
and criminals.
It would seem that
Missing
Sarah's
persons
mother
is
may be
different.
hiding on the island.
But 2
and
weeks is enough
regularly
to be dead
changing
by
her
starvation and
But no
dehydration.
one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions,
Isn't it
we
3
have
days
found
for
leftovers of
dehydration?
food, a few of her things,
Oh, they
or
found
even
some
traces
food
of campsites. The
and her
reason why
campsite,
we're
so she
searching
might
her
be
wolf
alive.
game is
And we are
because
on an
lights were
island.
spotted there last night.
And
Where we
light.
are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, None of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Skills. Your skills give you access to unique choices and actions at the cost of effort points. The higher your skill level, the lower the cost is in effort points. Browse your skills by using the character tab in the menu. We think the Mother Sir was here. Are there any witnesses? We can't ask has
Did
they
anyone
found
see
any
anything else?
evidence.
Unfortunately not, sir. Only lights were seen by servants of the manor, sir. And as I was saying, sir, all the guests were asleep, and no one seems to have noticed anything at all. We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A
Finally,
handkerchief.
some
The
evidence.
handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We
Sarah
came to the
de la
conclusion
Roca.
that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet.
Dudley
I have
Shea.
orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll in the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
You give me back the handkerchief. Let's say no more. Will you give me back the handkerchief? Try that one.
Pass me the handkerchief.
But sir, my orders were to give it to my master.
Are you refusing to give me my own mother's personal belongings? Even though she was greatly looking forward to meeting your master, she's gone missing.
We aced
And
it.
you seem incapable of finding her.
Oh, but sir, please.
And to top it all off, you refuse to give me the handkerchief that she so often let me use? Do I deserve such little consideration in your eyes? Is that what you wish me to
Let
report
him
to
have
your
it.
master?
No, certainly not, sir. Please forgive me, sir. I have been such an idiot. Here you are.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Item added to inventory.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason.
Let's see if we can inspect the handkerchief. We got a book about magic. We got one from Emily, and we got from our mother, and we got an invitation. I don't think we
need
can
to know what
inspect
it
it.
is. Let's think. What could she
Hold
have been
down
doing
right
out here on
trigger
this
to
wharf?
move faster. Look for clues. Clues on the wharf. Royal jelly restores 2 effort points. You cannot carry more than 5. Press down on the D-pad to use it.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillborough.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters
Probably
away.
a nice view from down there too. Lots of clues over here.
Like a bar
Sherlock
from an old
Holmes meets
gate.
Telltale.
This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder.
Of course we're
This
gonna
might
take
just
it.
come in handy. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
Look for clues as to the whereabouts of your mother. Your mother. Your mother. That royal jelly. Got a trunk.
Some rope. Apparently no one's
Nope.
touched it for a good long time.
Rope. This is a very nice dock.
Let's see what's
It's
hidden
made out of
inside.
concrete. Examine letters
look.
one at a time. To Mr. Examine. The envelope has ideograms on it.
A letter written in an Oriental language.
I don't know this language.
I haven't the slightest idea what it says.
To Mr. Carl Corey.
It It's too badly written, I can't make out the address.
Okay, to Mr. R. Galbraith.
The address is 50 Bedford Square, London.
To Mr. Jean Xavier.
The addressee's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the Order sent some envoys there.
The Order, he's a member of the Order. Examine other letters. To Mr. P.V. Hoyven.
Probably a Dutchman.
Mr. Samuel Ritter de Croix. Name rings a bell.
Samuel Ritter d'Auchois. Mother, you test me even when you're not here. It's an anagram of Louis Moras de Riche. You wanted to write to me then. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks.
We've
Would you
only
be
got
so
5
kind as to
effort
send
points
me a
left.
gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful.
Then we're
I
gonna
have
get
been
caught
told that he's going to join us here
loitering
soon.
on the deck.
I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Riche.
what is your game here, Mother? What are these strange turns of phrase? Never heard you speak like that. What's going on here? That you write to me under a pen name, okay. But here you go even further, by trying to avoid raising any suspicions should anyone else read it. I wonder if this Godoy is the person you came looking for. Think! Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar?
She got in trouble and tried to signal for him for help.
I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but
It's a neat
I'll
little
bet
game.
you've got a lot to tell me.
It's definitely not gonna be worth the price they're gonna ask.
The lantern. Nothing special.
Are we done with the mailbox?
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look.
We left off on Hoyven, right?
An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently.
His Eminence.
This envelope is meant for the Vatican. Apparently this letter is meant for Pope Pius VI, born Giovanni Braschi. I wonder which one of these people was influential enough to write to the Pope in person.
Right to the Pope in person. Okay, you're a little distracted there, man. A little confused. I think we're done with the deck. Oh, there's something down on the beach.
The barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Look for more clues or go to the manor. Well, we'll head to the manor, I suppose. Oh wait, there's more over here. There's so many reflections and things, it's hard to see. What is that? Royal jelly.
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard.
My mother's
It's
underwear.
different from the rest.
Examine it,
Somebody
duh.
replaced it recently. It looks like it's fixed pretty solidly in place. It's going to be tough to rip it out of here.
Use an iron bar. Less
That
than
does
an
it.
hour and already
Let's see
vandalized in
what's hidden
places.
inside.
There's a book and also a bag.
His mother's purse.
The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well.
Because your
Mother
mother
used to read
carry
passages from it to me all the
know.
time.
And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
They tried to hide her personal belongings. To make it like she left on her own. Manuscripts allow you to educate yourself during the adventure. At the start of each quest, you can choose what to read and gain permanent skill points. Find your mother's manuscripts in the inventory tab.
Let's look inside the bag.
So we got a manuscript. This one adds a skill point to occultism. I think it already does it without me having to do anything.
A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Well, you're gonna take the key for certain, but we can examine everything
Some
else.
fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread. The fruit's still
She's
firm.
been gone for 2 weeks, and the
Bread's a bit
food is
stale.
sitting there uneaten.
From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. An iron key completely rusted.
The key to her cell. They got her locked in a rusty
Might be
iron
useful.
cell.
I hope Mother wasn't counting on it. The bottom of the bag is covered in black powder. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things.
Watch your
I
mouth,
recognize her
buddy.
hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean? Right. Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give
You
it back
see
to
that
Mother when I see
they
her.
took her, locked her in a rusty iron cell in the base bowels of the castle.
Wow.
Took her personal
Why did you
belongings and
hide
tried to hide
supplies in
them.
the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger.
We can use a key here, I bet.
It's locked. I'll never get it open barehanded.
You're not bare-handed. You have an iron. You have a key. You have an iron stick. And the lock-picking set.
There we are.
How the key worked. So there goes my theory about her being locked away in the basement. You got royal
This
chili.
looks like a pistol case, but it's
A
empty.
dueling pistol case.
I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does,
Nah, a
at
dueling
least now
pistol
you're
would have
armed.
too, my bad.
Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful.
He had a psychic vision, a premonition. It's all gonna come true.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels.
There's the black powder in the barrel.
Uh-huh. What have we here?
Gunpowder?
It's cannon powder.
Cannon powder.
The powder's wet. Not surprising, given the dampness of the dog. It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste.
It'll dry
So,
out.
let's go through this. My mother's been hiding pieces.
Amber fragments. Pick up 4 of them, you can increase your maximum effort points by 1.
Amber.
Continue what you were saying, my bad. I would guess that that was everything we can do and go back to, yep, go up to the manor. We got everything. So it reminds me of Resident Evil. What are these things on the ground here? Just a reflection?
A Latin inscription. En nessis, mi fili, quantilia produncia mundus ergatur. You don't know, my son, how little wisdom the world is governed with. I tend to agree.
Discovered immunity. The guy, Lord Mortimer, is immune to conviction. Doesn't care about your feelings. F your feelings!
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
This is entertaining. Even though it's got the graphics quality of a bad PS4 game. It's like graphics quality of like Skyrim or Fallout or something. It's actually better than Skyrim and Fallout. Here's is just low resolution and there's no ray tracing or volumetric lighting. We got a little frame stuff in there too.
Impressive.
I'm playing on the
I was looking
PS5,
for
by
you.
the way.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you? You see, your
Ricci.
mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to
so
hand her a very important
She
envelope.
disappeared before
But
she got
I
to meet
haven't seen
somebody
her.
on the property.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen,
Really?
if it will help, you can always give it to
Confrontation
me.
start. During a confrontation, you have to go through several steps while being as persuasive as possible. Confrontations have consequences on the rest of your story, so don't hesitate to use your skills. Each confrontation displays an interface showing how much the person you are talking to is convinced.
Thank you, my son. I bear that in mind.
So let's take a look at his character sheet. We got no immunities or vulnerabilities for
rather
him
deal
yet.
with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
So we can do, yes, she's been here for several weeks, or never mind, give me your letter.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow.
Succeeded.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
If you only
You
knew
can
my
see
son.
my little
I hold your
timer
mother
for
in
how
the
long I've been
highest
recording is
regard.
blocking the
She has rendered
top
great
center of the
service to
screen.
the church.
So it's 3 more left.
Invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable.
You sound
But
like a
since we
lawyer
work
there,
together on
man.
a daily basis, it's
Oh
surely
yeah, I
just
forgot
an
about
oversight.
the confessional booth.
Certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
We are members of the Golden Order or Professional Secrets, sorry. Go with me, members, or we can choose Art Collector or our business is confidential. We go with members
My
of the
mother
Golden
and
Order.
I belong to the same secret organization, the Golden Order, which I joined a few years ago. Mother trained me, and I assist in her research.
If we
in
trust
other words,
in him, maybe he'll
you can
trust in
me.
us.
My child, you are telling a perfect stranger that you and your mother work for a secret society.
Hopefully we can get another
It would
chance.
seem that discretion is not one of your specialities, my son. You will understand that it does not encourage me to put my trust in you.
Failed.
Shit.
Should have
All the
told him
same,
we were.
it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate.
You hesitate, but
Up
you
till
don't
now,
say no.
we have always dealt with
Look
her
at those
in
weird
person,
tattoos in his
and that
hand.
has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Pretend I don't want it. Yes, I'll give it to her if I found her. You can count on me. Pretend you don't want it.
You seem hesitant. The simplest thing to do is just to give it
Exploited
to her when you see
vulnerability,
her.
manipulation. We
After
learned
all,
one of his
it's not that
vulnerabilities. Discovered
Yes.
manipulation.
I mean, yes, it's urgent. I mean, what if we don't find each other here on the island?
I did not
Though
expect
I
it to
don't
be
know
this
yet when I'll be leaving.
complicated,
I might not be
in-depth, or
staying
run
for very
be this long. This game.
What to do?
I'm like
Can you
pleasantly
see a solution?
surprised here.
Come on. Just give
It's
me
a
the
nice,
letter for crying out loud.
nice break
I
from
cannot
an
run the
Assassin's
risk alone.
Creed game. You know,
I
Assassin's
am
Creed
going to trust
Valhalla. A very
Seem like
different
an honest
format.
man.
Bingo.
2 more.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Last step. For the last step of the confrontation, you must convince the person you are talking to by giving a positive answer. If you give a bad answer, The step will repeat itself until either you give a right one or you have no blunders left. The last step of conversation will repeat itself if you fail. Okay. Say, I don't believe in God, or no thank you. Okay, no worries. We'll go with I don't
Your
believe in
Eminence,
this God.
that's just not possible for me.
Why is that?
Out
I've
of breath,
always had a
trophy earned.
Cartesian mind, and
Drops
I
zero
won't make
effort
false
points during
promises.
a
I
quest.
respect you too much for that. I spend my time trying to find logical and reasonable answers to problems which, at first glance, may seem supernatural. I'm not saying I don't believe in God as a
This
concept.
might be a good
I
game
just
to try to
don't believe
trophy
in the
hunt.
God of your sacred texts, and I don't want to lie to you.
Even though your answer does shock me, my son, I shall only hear your honesty. Listen, let's... There.
Oops.
I'm going to tell you a secret.
Another trophy, Mr. Dominici. Persuade Cardinal Piaggi to give you the letter.
A large
We
number of French
succeeded.
priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals.
Hey, he's spilling a lot of
Church is
secrets to
literally
us.
being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth
And
have
she
gone
is
to the
the savior of the
guillotine.
church.
She has made the services of your order available to us by
Running the Underground
organizing
Railroad
priests'
for the
safe
priests.
passage across the borders. Even if she does not
Go
share
back to the
all
group
our
near the
convictions,
chimney.
she
It's not
always
back to the
provided
group because I've never
assistance.
seen the group
A
yet.
man
But I'll follow
you can
your
be
lead.
proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect
And I was thinking about how high quality this game is, but then I slip up a little bit.
It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to
15
tell
creatures
Sarah
to
when you see her
escape.
that time is short.
Guess we gotta go to our room and go to
Well
sleep. We're out of
played.
effort points.
I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Getting hungry. Hidden elements. Many clues and items are hidden. Some of them will have an impact on your adventure, so do not hesitate to look for them. Yes, yes, indeed.
Pound.
A pound. Devil's Thorn grants you the exalted state. You temporarily see the immunities and vulnerabilities affecting a dialogue choice in a conversation. You cannot carry more than 5. Press left on the D-pad to use it. Is this to leave?
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms. Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Mm-hmm. Well, I must say,
I've just arrived. It might be bad manners to go upstairs without being invited.
who's to say what's bad manners, my
I
man?
thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to
Lou,
Monseigneur His
baby.
Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. He joins
We've
us
already
straight
met.
from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of
wow.
America.
Delighted at
I
last to
haven't
make
seen
your
anything like
acquaintance,
that.
Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you,
This
Mr. President.
game is
Louis
something,
Moras
it's like
de
a hidden
Richet.
gem or something.
It is an
I
honor
don't
to
know.
meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must
As a
admit
drug
that
dealer, the
I didn't.
prostitute,
It's the first
the
time that I've
president
ever
and the
met so
priest.
many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper
thought the
crust.
police were out there.
And
SUV
I
stopped
noticed
in
you
front of my
already
house
getting to know His Eminence
in the
at
middle of a
entrance.
downpour.
It's the perfect place to build
And when
up
it
a
drove by, the
network.
lights flashed in the window
What
like it
were
was
you
searching for
talking about,
somebody.
if you
Who
forgive
in the
my
right mind would be out
indiscretion?
driving in a downpour and stop in the middle of the road? Just
At
my
the
mother,
risk of
that's all I'm
disappointing
willing
you,
to talk
we
about.
weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me
just
that he
creeping
knew
down
my
the
mother
street.
and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits,
original game.
unmentionable secrets.
I think I've
or
only
even
heard of
money
one other game
battles,
having a
but
president
you'll
in it,
see
a
it
dead
will come.
president even.
Despite all
That
the
would be the
goodwill in the
Abraham
world,
Lincoln
you
versus
can't
zombies
stop
or
people
vampires or
scheming
something. I
left
think
and
they made
right
that
around
into a
here.
game. I
Speak
don't
for
remember.
yourself, sir.
It's a crazy movie.
Well, my friends, do
And I like
any
how
of you
it's
know
like,
the reason why we're
it's
here
not
this
exactly
time?
like a Telltale
in the
game. You got
slightest.
choices,
As for me,
but you got
I've
so
been
many other
invited by
things
Sir
too:
Holm,
strengths,
a close
weaknesses,
friend of
character
Lord
sheets,
Mortimer,
inventories,
but
and you
I've
can
not
move
known the
around and
reason
pick
why.
things up.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we
And it
remake
doesn't
the
look
world.
bad. It just doesn't look as
Accompanied
good
by
as it should
gallons
be.
of absinthe and
Being
cussing.
a
I'll leave you to
PlayStation
imagine
5,
the
you know.
result.
So, if I
But
understand
this would be a
rightly,
good
Monsieur
PS4 game
de
for
Richet,
sure.
you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Invent some let's go be honest. Why
Lord
not?
Mortimer
It's the
asked me to
president.
drop everything and
He'll
come
never
find
tell
my
a
mother,
lie.
who seems to have disappeared during her stay here.
Ah,
I took the first boat, and here I am.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, sir. It's not your fault.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Sure thing. Let's go with this Illuminati, the Masons.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest
a
distinction of
Freemason
the order in the
symbol.
United States.
And he's part of
It
our
puts him
secret
on par with my
society.
mother.
Well, he's the
He
president.
must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man from my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer.
Are you
He
sure
can't
it's
be
a
present
man?
this evening, and he sends his
Got
deepest
bust on,
apologies.
long curly hair.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the
I'm
next
getting hungry
room.
myself.
My dear fellow, you must have
Ate
read
at
my
like
thoughts.
3:30, 4
I shall
o'clock.
follow.
It should be
We'll
like
have
midnight.
to be careful not to make too much noise. One
About
of
1
Lord
o'clock.
Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Well, we're gonna stay and listen
See
to
what
Washington.
Washington has to say.
The vision's a mere
Sir,
imaginary.
if you don't
Washington's
mind,
real.
I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for
The
staying.
New Order trophy
Just like
earned.
you,
Choose
when I
to stay with
arrived
George
this morning,
Washington
I
and,
found out
Emily
that Sarah had
Hillsborough.
gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all,
Teaching the head of the
please don't
organization how the
hesitate to ask,
organization
my
works.
lad.
Yeah,
And if you have
very
any other
charismatic
questions,
there, my man.
now's the time.
I retract my statement. This might not be a good trophy hunting game. There's 44 of them, and as you could have probably guessed from watching, a lot of them are involved replaying the game with a different outcome. Emily doesn't have to know your mother. Mortimer could have invited them here completely separate and ignorant of one another. Probably should ask more about
Mother
Mortimer
has always
then.
had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the order in France. It doesn't surprise me that
But
he
how
asked
is
her to
his
come.
mother the head of the
Lord
order in
Mortimer
France?
greatly
But in
contributed to
America, the
financing my
president's the
electoral
head of the
campaign
order.
efforts.
His mother
But
is nobody.
I
Why
want
would
this
she
to
be
be
head of the
clear,
order? Don't you think the
without
French
ever
prime
seeking
minister
to
would be
gain
head of
an
the order?
advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
I don't know. Either of these would make a difference. But this one's more relevant to investigating her disappearance. When did he see her the last?
When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago. Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
I'm confused. I don't think either of these make a difference, and neither of these are pertinent to the investigation. And this is really confusing. The mysteries that surround us. Does that mean Lord Mortimer and his mansion? Him and my mother talked about Lord Mortimer and their mansion?
My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or
His
convincing
mother was a
people
witch.
that horsemen
I
cannot
knew
ride
they were
around
going to turn him out
without
to be the bad
heads.
one.
What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical.
No, it doesn't look like there's a save menu.
Yes, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah, but it saves when
Thank
you
you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I don't feel
repeat,
any.
Lord Mortimer
I
is
feel
a
like
man
we've
of his
accomplished
word.
anything with this
You won't be
conversation.
disappointed. And I am
Except
persuaded that your
a little
mother's
plot hole in the
research
writing.
is his main concern.
Or not a plot hole, but a little mistake in the writing. I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern. This seems like a dumb question, considering we found no situational clues or anything that would hint that she left. We've actually found her items. They would have said there's a boat missing. We think your mother left on that boat, right? Do the others in the order know about my mother's research into witchcraft?
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us.
A lot of cars driving
In
by
any
for
case,
it to
no
be
one has
such
yet
a bad
mentioned
storm.
associating the order.
We
We're
haven't
gonna
found
have
many
flash
clues.
flooding, man. It's been raining all day and for hours at night. As long as it's not obeying the damn it.
But I did find a
Breaking the
book that
trust
belongs
with
to
the
my mother.
priest. Violating the priest's
Where
trust.
did you find it?
About
That's
the
what
list.
worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
You see how
An extremely likely proposition.
the Emily girl
I'll
just
believe
made
it
it
when I
seem like
see it.
her mother left on her own? Like
Don't
trying to
worry, Lee.
convince him that
I'm
his
sure
mother
nothing
left on her
bad has
own?
happened to her.
Yes,
I think Emily
hope
might be suspect.
Careful, they're coming back.
I would think that any other person would have either said that she would have been supportive to your theory about her leaving because you're her
Well, I
son,
am impressed with all this
or
splendor.
would have just been like, I
spend
don't
too
know.
much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
He's even got a
It is
Cindy Crawford
remarkable.
mole on his
Lord
face.
Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find
Mascara.
it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
But for a lot of people, that's the first time they heard that word. And let's go with the guy bending over. Why not?
Sir Holm, who was
Failed
the young
rolling.
lady with you?
It's
Elizabeth Adams, Mr.
KMFDMF or
She
something
would
like
have
that.
liked
It's
to
an
have
old,
stayed
old
with
German,
us, but the poor
old
woman's
foreign punk band, and they're not
Elizabeth
American.
Adams?
Electronic punk
Miss
type
Adams
deal.
is here to rest.
And one of
You
their
have
songs,
perhaps
they say
already come across her in the She arrived a few days ago.
megalomaniacal maniac.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is
Couple
not
more
here for
minutes
the
and we're out
same
of
reasons as
time.
yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany
It's a
you to
good
your
place to end the
rooms.
video, too, at the end of the first night. Character revealed, Lizzie Adams. Beautiful house.
Ladies,
Also reminds me of the
I
new
bid you
Resident
all
Evil
good
game.
night. Mr. President,
The way
Your
that you
Eminence,
control the
Duchess,
character and how you're
you have
looking
the
for
same
clues that
rooms
are
as usual.
artificially lit
You,
by
Monsieur de Richet, will find your room
orbs.
at the end of the
It's,
corridor.
that reminded me of Resident Evil 1, but the fancy mansion
Well,
interior
my friends,
reminds me of
I
Resident Evil
am
8,
bone
The
tired.
Village.
I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir.
The
I shall
inventory
do
also
likewise.
reminds me of Resident Evil
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
menu.
Good
The
night.
whole, the whole
See you
menu.
tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
This must be it.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
No. I don't know if I should walk around and look for clues or go straight to my room. I'm sure they will let me
Monsieur
know.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte. George Washington.
Sir Jacques Peru.
I don't know, Jack Peru. Golden elixir cures all your negative alterations. You cannot carry more than 5. Press left on the D-pad to use it. Okay.
The Quorum
Okay.
Guide.
Rules of civility and decent behavior. Gives me an attribute. Another Devil's Thorn. I don't believe we go upstairs, but you never know. It would be strange for them to lead me to the second floor when my bedroom is on the third and expect me to get there by myself. I can't open this one. Damn, it's like the fifth car that's driven by. I mean, it's really coming down out there too. So we can't open the doors and we're running out of time. I think we're gonna have to go upstairs, which is really weird considering the situation and how they acted. I couldn't go upstairs without being invited and blah zitty blah, and it's old English type of situation. And this is a big ass mansion. I don't know my way around. And it's weird that my bedroom would be so separate from everybody else's. But that could mean that I'm a detective here on a mission and
George
everybody else
Washington.
is a normal house guest. You know, that could be that. I'm gonna rush. So I think I'm gonna miss a pickup or something. But this has been your boy Super playing The Council
Remedy of
on
the Gods.
PlayStation 4 game on the PS5. Like a Sherlock Holmes Telltale style game. I hope you enjoyed it. It would help me out a lot if you could like,
Monseigneur, His
comment,
Eminence
and
Cardinal Piaggi.
subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.
Huh, that's me.
And here's our room.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter?